Hello and good morning, students. Welcome back. Today we're going to continue chapter number 5, that is natural and whole number. So hope you have remember I have given you questions to be done by yourself. That is question number 8, state true or false. So firstly we'll discuss the answer and then we'll going to move forward. Question number first. The sum of two odd numbers is an odd number. This answer I have already given you in the last lesson. That is false. Okay. The next is the sum of two odd numbers is an even number. Then question number 2, the sum of two odd numbers is an even number. Yes, answer is true, correct. The sum of two even number is an even number. True. The sum of two even number is an odd number. False. So the correct statement is the sum of two even numbers is an even number. Okay. So the correct statement is already your question 3. Now question 5, the sum of an even. Question 5, the sum of even numbers and odd number is an odd number. The answer is true. Like for example 2 plus 3, 5. So the sum of even and odd is an odd number. Now the next is, you can take a simple example also and then understand it. The whole number is a natural number. The whole number is a natural number. False or true? Okay. Yes, the answer is false. Every natural number is a whole number, but whole number is not a natural number. If it is written other than 0, then yeah, it is correct. But it is not given other than 0. So every whole number is a natural number. False. Every natural number is a whole number. True. Every whole number plus 0 is equal to whole number itself. Yes. Every whole number multiplied by 1 is a number itself. Yes, correct. True. 10th one, commutative and associativity are the properties of natural number and whole numbers both. Correct. True. The next question, commutativity and associativity are properties of addition for natural numbers and whole numbers both. Again true. Yes, last time we have done the properties of natural and whole numbers. Yes, it is including the both natural as well as whole numbers. So it is correct. If x is a whole number, then minus x is also a whole number. True. Yes, x is a whole number, then minus x is its inverse. So is also a whole number. Correct. So students, today we are going to discuss the property. Yes, the properties for subtraction. Yes, last time we had done for addition. Now this time we will start with the properties for subtraction. Now these are the properties. Many are there. So we'll write properties for subtraction. So first is closure property. In closure property, see, if x and y are whole number, x and y are two whole numbers, then x minus y is not necessarily the whole number. I'll explain you with an example. For example, 8 is a whole number and then 3 is also a whole number. But 8 minus 3, that is whole number minus whole number, is equal to 5. Yeah, which is a whole number. But if I'll take another example, like for example, if I'll take 15 in place of x and 18 in place of y. But 15 minus 18, that is minus 3, is also a whole number? No, it is not a whole number. In the last question of true or false, we have done the same. So it is false. Just now I have told you So minus negative number doesn't come in a whole number. So it comes in integer but not as a whole number. So if it is in negative number, it is not whole number. So according to closure property, x and y are two whole numbers. So x minus y is not always necessarily the whole number. Okay, this is first property, closure property. Next property, commutative property. In commutative property, suppose x and y are two whole numbers. Then x minus y is not equal to y minus x. So I'll just add a connection over here. Say in commutative property of addition, x plus y is equal to y plus x. But in this case, when it is subtraction, this property won't apply. Like for example, the implies the subtraction of two whole number is not commutativity. So this implies the subtraction of two whole numbers is not commutativity. So x minus y is not equal to y minus x. I'll show you with an example. For example, in place of x I'll put 15 and in place of y 8. Though these are two whole number. So let us check. That is 15 minus 8 and 8 minus 15. We'll check. 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. Okay. Then 8 minus 15 is equal to minus 7. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. So according to commutative property, it is not closed. Okay. Next is associative property. We'll check whether it is equal or not. So for example, if x and y two whole numbers, then we'll consider x, y and z. So the numbers are x, y and z. So if in this condition, like if I'll write x minus bracket y minus z, whether equal to x minus y minus z. So this is subtraction of whole number does not satisfy associativity. Even in this condition, no, this property of associativity does not satisfy the subtraction. Okay, here it is also implies not associativity. So subtraction of whole numbers won't be same in any of the condition. Okay, so when you pair them differently, it won't apply the property. Now the next example is, for example, if in place of x I have taken 15, then minus 10 minus 7. This is one case. Other is 15 minus 10 minus 7. This is other case. Here we have to solve the bracket first. So in this case, see, 15 minus 10 minus 7, 3. And 15 minus 3 is equal to 12. Okay, 12 is the final answer. Now let's check this side. 15 minus 10, 5. 5 minus 7, minus 2. So minus 2 and 12. Are they same? No. So it does not imply. Next is distributive property. So for any three whole number like x, y and z, so x multiply by y minus z is equal to x multiply by y minus x multiply by z. See, x multiply by y, x multiply by z, minus sign in between. So this x should be multiplied by both the number. Thus the subtraction, okay, to verify the property of their own. So students are advised to verify this property on their own whether it is equal or not. So try it by yourself. Okay, let's for your understanding I'll explain. 3, 2 and 1. Okay, I have taken this example in place of x, y and z. I have taken this 3 number. For example, if I write like this, 3 multiplied by 2 minus 1. See, 3 multiplied by 2 minus 1, 1. So 3 ones are 3. So first case, answer is 3. Now in second case, let's check. In place of x, I will write 3. In place of y, I will write 2 minus. See, here also minus sign is there. In place of x, I will write 3. In place of z, I will write 1. So 2 into 3. 3 into 2. You write 6. 3 2s are 6. Minus 3 1s are 3. 6 minus 3, 3. So in this case, answer is 3. So yeah, these two both property equal. This is called property of distributivity. So I'll write in detail, that is x multiplied by y minus z is just equal to x multiplied by y minus x multiplied by z. So this is the property of distributivity. Okay, property of distributivity. So it is equal in this case of subtraction. Now the next property, existence of identity. So for any whole number x and then x minus any whole number other than 0. So x minus 0 is equal to x. So 0 minus x is not applicable. Okay. So in this case 0 minus x is not equals to x. So this for subtraction, no identity numbers exist. When 0 is subtracted from itself, we get 0 and 0 minus 0 is 0. So 0 is own identity for subtraction. Okay. So when 0 is subtracted from itself, it gives 0. Now the last property, existence of inverse. So let me tell you, since subtraction for every non-zero whole number does not have a identity number, its inverse does not exist. So I'll write simply does not exist. Okay, existence of inverse does not exist.